Hey kids, it's Papa. Are you ready to explore the Bible? All right, now we are in the book of Joshua. You say, man, we are going fast now. Yes, we are. But we find that here in the book of Joshua, go ahead and turn there with me, Joshua chapter 1. We're going to read some verses here. Joshua chapter 1. We find the beginning of the leadership of Joshua. Now, Joshua had been with Moses ever since the beginning, all the way back to Egypt. And he had been one of the spies, one of the 12 spies. 12 men went to spy on Canaan, 10 were bad and 2 were good. He was one of the 2. There was Joshua and there was Caleb. And we find that Joshua had been the leader of the army. He'd been the general, the commander, and he had been prepared for this thing of leadership. But now Moses is dead. And God comes and speaks to to Joshua and all of the people. And I want you to see what happens here. In Joshua chapter 1, verse 1, it says, Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore, go. Arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all the people unto the land that I do give them, even unto the children of Israel. He says, I am giving you the land. Now he makes a bigger deal out of this, and he says in verse 3, Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. He says, okay, listen, you go walk all over that land, because every place your foot comes down, I've given that to you. He says in verse 4, From the wilderness that is this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, and the land of the Hittites, and the great sea towards the going down of the sun shall be your coast. He says all the way to the Mediterranean. Verse 5, There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. He says, listen, you don't be afraid to go into battle, because I am going to win the battle for you. He says in verse 6, Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shall I divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give unto them. Verse 7, Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do all according to the law. Notice in verse 9, Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage, and be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. Now, here he is emphasizing to Joshua that he needs to be courageous. Now, why would he do this? Well, it may be because Joshua was naturally a timid man, a cautious man, maybe a little bit fearful. I don't know. But notice in verse 9, he says, Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. Now here he tells him why. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. So here God is saying, listen, you need to be courageous, because I have promised I will be with you. Now let me ask you this. Has God made that promise to us? Yes, he has. God has promised, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. We have this very same promise that he gave to Joshua. Now, he's not going to help us go and win military battles, but he is going to help us win spiritual battles. And we need to make sure that we are not fearful, that we are not afraid, that we go in the strength of God. Now, there are so many things in this world that make us afraid. There are other people, there are situations, there's COVID, there's just all of these things that make us afraid. And God here tells us, don't be afraid. Be courageous. Be strong. This is what God wants of his children. After all, we are his children. God doesn't want his children being afraid, living a life of fear. And so, listen, we need to step out in courage, not in arrogance, not in pride, because the strength isn't in us. The strength is in God. And so we need to go forward in the strength of God. because he has promised to be with us. Remember that. Okay? Hey, love you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.